What's up, y'all? We back with another one game. Today I told y'all I was gonna do it. We got a bit of better quality, as you see. I can see a little more, a little something, But today I'm gonna be talking about my brand mission. I'm gonna go into more about what made me want to start my brand, and then I'm just tell y'all a little bit about my story, my life, and then last parts of the video, I'm gonna just tell y'all about like my missions, stuff like that. So let's get into it. All right, so first, what my brand means to me. Y'all see, I'm wearing a one-to-one handmade piece I made, all right? Like, I'm 15, first of all. If you didn't watch the video, my name is Isaac. I'm 15 years old. If you didn't watch the last video, I'm from Chicago, you feel me? Chirac. If you're from Chirac, put in the comments, you feel me? But basically, like, my whole point of starting my brand was because I feel like people were under some type of fashion psychosis where, like, they would want fast fashion, or they would want, like, brands that had no meaning. A lot of people throw a fur hoodie, embroidery, and call that, like, fashion. They're not wrong. Everything is good, okay? Every idea is creative because it was created. You get what I'm saying? But if you want to stand out, you got to bring something back or do something different, and I'm trying to kind of combine both. Now we got what my brand stands for. Anti-mind control garments. Anti-MK. Y'all wonder, what is MK? People asking me almost every day at school, what is MK? What is MK? What is MK? What is MK? Like, let me grab this here. MK. Mind control. That's what it stands for. Mind control. Control with a K, because MC wouldn't look right. You feel me? Like, anti-mind control is more than just, like, one. You feel me? It's more than just one thing. You could get mind control by anything around. I'll use this demonstrating shirts. So first, we got this shirt. Crop, distress, stuff like that. Like, this is the average, like, graphic tee nowadays with, like, a brand. You feel me? This is average, but looks good, Now, we got something a little more original. Back in the day, the longer t-shirts, the heavyweight, big graphic, nothing on the back, amazing quality to the touch, and then we have the black hoodie, right? What I'm getting to right now, or as what I'm explaining, is that mind control can look different. This hoodie right here represents how so much death in the world can make you feel like the world is a bad place, and that's what American culture is. American culture. MK, do your homework on that collection I'm dropping soon. This is a teaser, but like, this hoodie is to showcase that how a lot of people can kind of see, can kind of like see American culture as constant deaths down the line, war, hate crimes, mass shootings, etc. This one, mind control, could be seeing somebody in the same way and never changing your perspective on them. Like this shirt, multiple faces, calligraphy just to add on to the kind of look of the garment, but it's pretty much a blank canvas, and the distressing is here to represent like how someone can constantly hurt you, but you still see them as the same person they once were. And now we got this one right here. This is probably my favorite one. You see, we have this on some of the handmade beanies I made as well, but this woman is here to represent the different pleasures of life. You see, she's looking in a seductive manner up here, drug use up here, and then down here it's kind of like she's kind of like fatigued. She's kind of tired, Hashtag mind control. This shows how social media could show you a whole bunch of negative things, but you just gotta be yourself and be true to yourself and not fall for it. That's kind of the whole point of my brand. Now we're gonna get into the roots of the brand, how I came up with the name, and what I plan to do in the future with it. So basically, like, what I plan to do in the future with my brand, we're gonna start with the roots. Roots is like, as like me being at a young age in a family full of like intelligent individuals. When you're young and when you're a kid, you're being constantly taught. Me, like I had to fight for my own mind, kind of, you know. I had to build my own creativity so I could start something and I wouldn't have to do what everybody else was doing. A lot of people in my family do around the same thing, relate to business, healthcare. That's very big in my family. Health, hospital, things of that nature. And like, you know, mental health and physical health. But me, I wanted to do something different still related to health. I wanted to show health in different ways. And mental health, your mind, like, you know. And I kind of went with a lot of the designs I did because every design of mine is supposed to be a depiction of life and different lives, you know. Like, you can look at somebody and then if you don't know them, you imagine like thousands of possibilities of a type of person they could be, you know. You imagine the type of person, the type of human they could be. So, you know, it's all up here, like it's all in your mind. And a lot of my recent designs have kind of been about like what's going on in the world. Like, I'm gonna have my editor put up screen, like right here, the MK bulletproof vest shirt, you know. We just went to war, you know. And bulletproof vests aren't always clean. You don't always come out of the war happy. You come out of the war with, you know, certain feelings and certain things to traumatize you. You know, I chose anti-mind control because I'm also a Christian. I don't believe in religion. I believe in relation. As of recently, I've started believing in relation. I believe you have to have a relationship with Jesus and God, because if you're religious, you're going to try to be perfect. The Lord doesn't want us to be perfect. He wants us to be true to ourselves, and he wants us to, you know, be us. But yeah, anywho, now we're going to talk about, you know, like my brand mission and stuff like that. My brand mission is to bring back minimalistic fashion. I think minimalistic fashion has slowly started to deteriorate, you know, and I'm a big quality guy. Like I said, EDR, some Balenciaga, like, you know, stuff like that. Like, it's just so like amazing to me how you could take something so small, but just because the message behind it is something so much more bigger. When I look at a lot of these newer brands, it seems like a lot of people like jackets and hoodies with like a lot going on. And I like that too, but it's kind of like, you know, I feel as if minimalistic fashion needs to make some sort of a comeback, you know. Like, I feel like the message is more important than the garment itself, you know. Anti-MK isn't just a brand, it's kind of a movement, you know. I'm not saying it's a movement as big as far as Black history or Black Lives Matter, Hispanic Lives Matter, stuff like that. But what I am saying is that it's a movement that everybody should follow up here, that everybody is a slave to, you know. This morning I was just thinking about how I woke up and started scrolling on my phone rather than waking up, getting some fresh air, and then proceeding to go on my phone and do what I need to do, you know. And as humans, we're so dependent on things that they twist and contort our mind to where we can't really, like, you know, like, to where we can't really fully express ourselves without feeling shut in. Like, I done got so many compliments for starting my brand, but I done got so much judgment with people trying to get me out of character. Don't let people get you out of character. You got to stay true to yourself, and you got to be yourself 100%. That's just life, you know. Like, no matter like what happens, like, that's just life. Like, people gonna look at you and say you can't do something, but you can do it, like, straight like that. Like, and a lot of these videos, I'm gonna be dropping gems. Like, I'm gonna be just telling y'all what I think, my ideology about certain things. But in this video, you know, like, it's just all about the brand, you know. Like, of course, I want my clothes to look good. I want people to feel good putting my stuff on. But I also want them to know what they're standing for and the message they're relaying, you know. And I'm gonna start a series soon on here where, like, I show y'all, like, how many days into my next drop. Next, I'm dropping my sports collection. I'm gonna have my editor put like one of the things up here, whatever his favorite piece of the sports collection is. He's not really a sports collection type of guy, but he still finds a way to make me feel good about some of my stuff. Shout out E-Man. E-Man, put yourself on the screen and put your IG, bro. You to go, okay? You to go. Put your stuff right here. And I'm gonna be posting my models a lot too, just so you all could kind of get a sense of like who they are, build like a certain relationship with them. I'll be doing that as well. I think you guys are gonna like them. We got Cartier, we got Samora, we got Lanaya, we got Jaden, we got my girlfriend Ava. We got a whole bunch of models that, you know, a whole bunch of different personalities, you know. I'm gonna do a video of them introducing themselves and, you know, why they kind of joined the cause, you know. This is only phase 1, man. That's all I gotta say. Like, when you're building something, the first stage is always the longest, bro. Like, honestly, like, it's always the longest. Like, that's kind of, a lot of people kind of been telling me to stick through. a lot of people have been telling me I inspire them, you know, and like, you know, I never thought I'd be the person to inspire somebody, because like me still growing up in the past, kind of like I was always the person making mistakes, making too many mistakes for like my age, like always the kid who was thinking outside the box, like stuff like that. Like, so I never thought I'd be somebody to teach other people around my age and older how to like think outside of the box, you know. I never thought I'd be that type of person. But you know, the last topic of the video I mentioned, you know, is it's fashion in general, you know. See this right here, this is what I've been hyped to talk about. Let me scoot up for you. Fashion is anything. You could throw a rag on and it could be fashion. Anything is fashionable. Don't let anybody tell you not flee, because you're always fleeing as long as you think it, you know. Like fashion is so crazy, like man, I'm trying to tell you. Amiri jeans, Lavins, and a Veil hoodie. You're fly to a certain extent, you know. Nike Tech pants, some Amiri shoes, and a Palm Angels track zip up. Is horrendous fashion. It's horrendous. Like, how can you wear that? You know, like a lot of people buy all this designer not knowing that the designer put their heart and soul into it, and it wasn't meant to be butchered, you know. Like it wasn't, honestly, it wasn't meant to be butchered. It was meant to be sacred and kept, you know. It was meant to be treated like a piece. When you put on Balenciaga, you need to match the vibe. When you put on Veil, you need to match the vibe. When you put on all these brands, you need to match the vibe. Rick Owens, you need to match the vibe. You shouldn't be wearing Geo baskets with Amiri jeans and a Spider hoodie. You shouldn't be wearing that. And a North Face puffer. Like that's all I see on a day-to-day basis. Like, you should be wearing Veil, all Veil, head to like all Veil, like Veil from here down to your socks. You should be wearing Veil. Like, you know, you should be covered in these brands, or you should be wearing something blank to match it, to complement it. You know, your whole outfit shouldn't be a statement piece. You should have one. You know, there's rules to fashion. There's rules. Fashion is freedom, but there's rules. You know, that's just how it is. And to end off the video, you know, soon I will be dropping a sports collection this upcoming summer. Next video I have a date for y'all, but next video be expecting to meet a lot of the models. They gonna introduce themselves, you know. And yeah, love, bro.
Alright, patch it, yo ass. I better trap with a Glock. If that bitch got a dig, I put a scope on that bitch. When I see my eye, I swear I'ma let it rip. Baby, I'm dripping today. I got on me some vintage fashion, and that nigga really like, cause he ain't got no ratchet. She wanna kiss on my tab, and I just wanna rub on the back. I might just lick on her cat. I'm real nasty, you know I'm slap. And you know I'm a criminal. And when we say press, we tryna drill. We just put it out like a pill. Snake cave it in the fucking field. And I be dressed like